Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas in July. This is very exciting. We are doing live stream because we got so much big news yesterday. And we just figured we got to talk about it. It's so much going on that, yeah, so I'm here. I'm Rachel Wagner, and Bree is here. And thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me. I was sitting on the couch yesterday studying because I had that test I told you about today.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, my text messages are like going off and sending links, Jasmine sending links, Dory's popping in because we have our mahogany chat still.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on? And then you send messages, I get on Twitter and I'm like, what's happening, guys?
It's a game changer. It's very exciting. I mean, there was a side of me that I was just like, oh my gosh, they're trying to kill me. Like, how am I going to begin to cover all of this?
Like,
Dara. Yes, we have our good friend Dara is in the chat. And so put your comments in the chat, and also there's the super chat if anyone feels so inclined. But yeah, we're just going to be talking about all of this. And obviously, I mean, we don't really have any exclusive information. So we just have the same information as everybody else. So if we get something wrong, it's only because we're going off of the Hallmark press releases. So. We have no insider access.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not too disappointing to people.
Yeah.
I think some people think we do. We do not. But yeah, we did have some exciting news as far as the podcast yesterday as well. Not only all this news, but just for us that we crossed over the 8K subscribers on YouTube.
Yes. Congratulations. That's big.
So,
that is
big. It's
It's
very exciting. I mean, I will be thrilled when we get to the 10K. That will be even to the next level. But yeah, make sure because most of our listeners or viewers on YouTube aren't subscribers. It's like 80%. So if you're one of those people, please subscribe. It really, really helps us a lot.
Yeah, it does.
In the algorithms. And so even if you don't really like it in the notices, you can just turn the bell off. Just being subscribed helps us a lot. So please, please, please. And thank you for getting us to 8K.
Yeah.
And we got lots of good comments going in. I'm looking forward to Hallmark movies now changing to Hallmark Plus. Yeah, so that's the big. I'm glad Candace got us started because that's the big news. Mm-hmm. Is now they are changing from Hallmark movies now to Hallmark Plus.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because in some ways this feels about 4 years too late. I don't know. I mean, it just seems like it was right around the pandemic that, everybody was introducing their streaming services. And I guess in a way they did, with Hallmark movies now. Yeah. But, this Hallmark Plus with all this, unique content and everything like that, it does feel a little bit like a little late to the game, but I'm very curious to see how it all play out. What are your initial thoughts?
I think I may have hopped on Hallmark movies now, maybe like once. Like I was never really interested. I was like, another thing I gotta pay for. Like I already pay for Friendly. I think I get Hallmark on maybe Hulu now somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I'm really excited about this one. It sounds like there's a little bit more incentive and like bang for your buck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't watch it much. They had a couple exclusive movies like Rescuing Christmas, which was a favorite last year. That now they're airing this year for Christmas in July. But it was a nice place to find all of the, or not all of them, but a lot of Hall of Fame.
The older ones, movies,
which was nice. For different rankings. It felt very archaic. The Hallmark movies now, the search engine was really bad and it just didn't look the way they had it designed. It just felt like, what is this, 1998? Like, it just felt like really old.
If 1998 had a streaming service.
Yeah. In 1998 had a streaming service. It would be Hallmark movies now. But yeah, so now we're getting Hallmark Plus, and
Yes.
the cancels, and
Yes.
it's nice that Hallmark Movies Now subscribers will just be moved over, and the price change will take effect. Yeah. So, and then Dara says, I'm curious to see how soon the movies will air on the network once they drop on Hallmark Plus. Yeah, I'm very curious about that too. And they'll have this series, holidays plus these reality series. And I wouldn't be surprised if they go over well, if we will then get them, on the regular Hallmark channel, just like they've done with pretty much everything. They did it with them. What was it called? Now I've already forgotten. The When Hope Calls, this that they did, just that was supposed to be just for Hallmark Movies Now, but then they ended up airing it.
So in a
And
way, it feels like a Patreon. Like, if you want to watch the movies way in advance for anyone
yeah,
else, which
yeah.
it's smart.
Speaking of Patreon, we've got a great Patreon, and this month our watch along is with Catherine Davis, and we're watching Santa's Got Style. Which, have you seen Santa's Got Style, Brie?
Yeah. Oh, I love that one. Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good.
So this is going to be really fun to hear all the behind the scenes from her. Because what we do in the watch along, if people didn't know, what we do is we will watch the movie with the talent. A lot of times it's a writer, in this case an actor, and then we'll stop twice during the watch, and we'll have a little 5-minute Q&A, and depends on how chatty everybody is. And so we'll get some behind the scenes. Oh, what was going on in this scene? It's really fun. And we have had some big talent for our watch alongs. We've had Mary Lou Henner, we've had James Denton, we've had Lacey Chabert came on one time. So it's a really big value add if you are a patron, and any level tier can join in of the patron. So I'll have your all's ears. Please check out the Patreon.
I want to see her in a Christmas movie this year. What's going on?
I know. I love her so much. She's so good. I hope we do. I hope we get to.
Yeah.
But at least we'll get a chance to watch this one with her. This is the second watch along that she's done with us. We did Christmas on Fifth Avenue, which is of course one of my faves. And so she was fun with that. But anyway, yeah, I'm very curious to see, kind of what ends up happening with this. And it's also kind of strange, I think, to have this Hallmark Plus and also have the Peacock partnership. I can't imagine that the people at Peacock are that happy about this. I would think they would be annoyed.
I think Anne sent something to us, and it was important people realized their demographic on Peacock is actually really younger, a younger demographic. Yeah. And I was like, we have been saying that on so many episodes recently. Hallmark has got to tap in to that younger viewership. And I feel like they are, with all of these changes or these additions,
Yeah. Well, and they'll still have the new movies on Peacock for the 3 days, I think it is.
Yeah.
And some stuff, but I don't know. It's just the whole announcement just really surprised me.
It's
about this Hallmark Plus.
It's been but that makes sense, because I feel like it was kind of quiet there for a while, and then all of a sudden, here they go.
Yeah. And they did announce that there are going to be 40 new movies this year, which is actually 2 less than last year. There were 42 last year.
Oh, less is more.
But they are doing a whole all these series, both reality and dramatic. So,
what do you think about the reality? What is your impression about that?
Well, I'm not that big of a reality person, and it is
kind of concerning.
I don't really want Hallmark to become the next TLC. That's not really that interesting to me. And, these sort of feel kind of TLC-ish to me. But they could be fun.
Yeah. Well, when Up TV does their small town
series, they did that for a couple of years. Yeah.
So
the actual press release, it says that today, Hallmark announced the upcoming launch of Hallmark Plus, a new comprehensive streaming service that seamlessly integrates ad-free viewing with exclusive retail and product benefits, offering fans an unparalleled Hallmark lifestyle experience. Yeah. Launching mid-September, Hallmark Plus will fulfill the growing desires for people to immerse themselves in the many beloved touch points of the renowned Hallmark brand, bringing them the very best of Hallmark all in one place. And so evidently there's going to be, it says here that the transformation from Hallmark Movies Now to Hallmark Plus underlines Hallmark's mission to help fans live their most caring, connected lives with access to all new kinds of original, heartwarming content, plus new membership program benefits. Hallmark Plus allows members to get rewarded for streaming and shopping at Hallmark Gold Crown stores or online at hallmark.com, which I think is kind of interesting that because we almost never see integration between Hallmark cards and Hallmark media.
True. Yeah.
So it could be interesting if that starts to be, because it used to be like you used to watch Hall of Fame movies, for instance, and there would always be like 15 ads for Hallmark cards and you'd bawl your eyes out.
See, I started off with Hallmark, the brick and mortar first. My mom loves Hallmark. So when I first started watching, I was like, is this the same thing as our store with the cards?
But those ads in
like it was right there.
Those ads in Hall of Fame were always buckets of tears. Every time. Candace says, I'm looking forward to the 40 Christmas movies. Yes, of course. I how could you not? I am feeling a little overwhelmed.
Already.
But I'm excited. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So then Dar says, they keep saying that Jonathan's movie is the first reality competition for Hallmark, but what about the cookie competition? Yeah, it's true. So, nobody has a shorter memory than Hallmark. They already forgot.
We did do it already.
Yeah. Plus they had Holly Robinson's little reality show that was 2 seasons following her. So anyway. We know what you're talking
about. Luke McFarlane's doing a reality show, and I love me some. Yeah. So
I'm pretty sure they will keep all of their movies on Hallmark Plus. I mean, that will be interesting too, because on both Peacock and Movies Now have only had like a few. And like I said, the new movies have only been on for 3 days. So it'll be interesting to see what their catalog is on there. But yeah. So here's the shows that we have. Hallmark's first foray into holiday limited series, Holidays and Mistletoe Murders. What do you feel about this with, let me get even more information. So Holidays is something we've been waiting for a long time. And
that's almost like
we've heard about for 2 years that they had filmed it 2 years ago. And so now to finally get it is exciting. And it says at the panel, says that the first holiday series, Holidays, it has Dennis Haysbert, Loretta Devine, Virginia Madsen, John C. McGinley, Lucille Sun, Osric Chow, Rochelle Lefevre, Lindy Booth, Ian Harding, Aaron Cahill, Naomi Gonzalez, and more. And quite a few of those we've had on the podcast.
Yeah, this cast is crazy.
The only thing that I do think is a little bit strange is just that it did take them so long to air it, that I'm like, did they not love it, or what's going on? It says here in the press release that 8-episode series goes inside the chaos, cheer, and challenges that can come with family celebrations, fueled by the sometimes complex dynamics that don't always create a picture-perfect holiday. The series boasts all-star cast. And I thought that Michael Rady was on this show, but he's not listed.
I wonder if
Colin Redden is on here.
If it's following the different families, is that why they wanted to just air them all together, I don't
know. It says, it follows 6 families from different backgrounds, cultures, and generations, all living on the same cul-de-sac as they gather for the holiday season. During a time when emotions are amplified, each family comes together to celebrate their unique, rich traditions and navigate family eccentricities that ultimately help them discover what they do have in common, love in all its forms. And I do have to say that I am not the biggest fan of like the family shenanigans brand of like holiday comedy. I mean, there are some like National Lampoons and things like that that do pull it off pretty well. But like the Family Stone, I'm not a fan of. Christmas with the Cranks, not a fan of that one. Um, but it is a great cast and something different. So I admire that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree. I think I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see how they execute it and for us to watch it. I'm sure like is every movie going to be a hit? We'll hope so, but there's always the possibility that not. But I do think like the family National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is like a classic for a reason, and it's just I don't know how they pull it off, but they do. But we'll see. I don't know. I think of like the Hallmark family movies that I have loved during the holidays, and I'm like, there was just always something that didn't make it like a complete family movie. We'll see. I think I'm most
Something
interested.
Give it a little more edge.
Yeah, I think the thing I'm most interested is like they all live on a cul-de-sac. Like these are neighbors. So like, do they get along? Do they talk? Do they not? Like, I'm interested to see how they explore that.
Yeah. And I agree with Candace. I think Christmas Vacation, but I can't watch Christmas with the Cranks.
I've never even watched it.
Christmas with the Cranks, it is kind of unwatchable. Like, I mean, these people just want to go on a vacation instead of doing the lights or whatever. They are treated like they're serial killers. Like, imagine not wanting to imagine wanting to go on vacation. Like, you're a horrible human being.
Yeah.
It's
I think with National Lampoons, it's like Clark just wants to have a good old fashioned family Christmas, and everything goes wrong.
Yeah. Well, and there are just so many jokes in National Lampoons, and so that like enough of them land that it's overall a funny movie. They just keep going and going. So like even if you don't think that one particular one's funny, oh, here's another one. There's another one, and I think that's
cat. Can't wait to see what I got.
One of my favorite parts is that when the aunt starts saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Bethany.
Grace, they want you to say Grace.
Grace passed away 30 years ago. So good. Yeah, I think family, you have to really lean into the comedy. You have to.
Yeah. And it was a favorite of my grandma's, and she would laugh so hard at that scene when the squirrel or chipmunk or whatever pops out of the tree. It was like concerning. We're like, breathe. So I have very fond memories of it. But I didn't know Mistletoe Murders was also going to be on Plus. I'm excited for that one.
Oh, is that a Sarah Drew movie?
Yeah.
I love her. Ever since our reindeer homecoming game, whatever.
Christmas Pen Pals.
Oh, I love that movie.
And Twinkle All the Way. I mean, she just had it. She had a stretch there where.
Is she writing too? Does she? Because reindeer.
Yeah, she wrote.
I feel like she wrote, right?
Yeah, you're right. Let me see if it's.
I feel like if she's kind of like
Murders.
She's like our Julie. If I see that Sarah Drew wrote it, I'm like that cowboy movie that was so controversial. I was like, I don't care. Sarah Drew wrote it.
It really wasn't. Like, what was the big deal? I'm not seeing. Let's see if it says.
Christmas store owner Emily Lane's sleuthing skills are put to the test as she.
There's a book. I don't know if it's the same book.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's see.
Oh, here we go. No, it doesn't have an IMDb. It doesn't have the writer. It just has the director.
Okay.
So, but there definitely is a book.
Ken Keepers.
Here we go. Let's see here. Christmas store owner Emily Lane's sleuthing skills are put to the test as she investigates local murders. Despite Detective Sam Wilner's growing affection for her, Emily's enigmatic past raises suspicions about her true motives.
Yeah. It sounds good. I mean, it's Sarah. And we wanted more holiday murder, like mysteries.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they do. I mean, ever since
True.
our
We've
one,
only had one.
yeah, with Tamara and Paul. After that,
Oh yeah, I guess if you count that.
I
But
was
then
like,
there was a Murder She Baked
yep,
at Christmas,
okay, it is
and
based on a
yeah,
book.
so that should be interesting. Okay, so then we also have these reality shows,
Yep.
unscripted programming, including Celebrations with Lacey Chabert, Ready Set Glow with Wes Brown, and then they have Finding Mr. Christmas with Jonathan Bennett, and the celebrations. It says Celebrations with Lacey Chabert follows the beloved Hallmark Channel star and philanthropist Chabert. I didn't know she was a philanthropist, as she surprises deserving members of the community who are making a positive impact on the world by throwing them the celebration of a lifetime. The aspirational and visually rich series combines heart, the spirit of generosity, and dazzling events as Chabert and her team plan epic surprise parties to give back to those who are making a positive impact. So they're just the PR team is really working overtime on these press releases.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I
had
love
no.
Lacey, so
Yeah.
I am really interested to see. I don't know, y'all let us know. Like I love Lacey. She's one of my faves. I'm interested to see how she does in like a reality space.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
she seems kind of
it sounds
reserved and
cute.
like kind of shy.
Yeah. Yeah, and it sounds sweet. I'm sure there'll be nice moments. I hope they do more than just. I mean, I'm sure they will not just help them out with the party, but like
Yeah.
actually, like help them with whatever they're doing. But who knew that Lacey Spire was a philanthropist? I had no idea.
Look, Lacey, every
I didn't
holiday
even know she was that rich.
she always has the cutest coat on in those
Yeah,
movies.
that's
So
true.
I hope she has a cute coat on.
Yeah,
No, I think that's what everybody's waiting on.
yeah. I can't wait to watch the Three Groomsmen movies. So we'll be talking about that, and yeah, definitely. So, Finding Mr. Christmas, 10 aspiring actors compete in a variety of entertaining challenges with a Hallmark twist to be crowned Hallmark's next leading man and take home the title of Mr. Christmas in Hallmark's first reality competition series. This is going to be hosted by Jonathan Bennett and the judge, Melissa Peterman, with special guest judges. So it does sound pretty fun, and I'm excited because I was thinking the only person that I would want to cover this with is a good friend, Haley Strong, who has been on the podcast a number of times. She hosts the Bachelor recaps,
Mhm.
and so she would just and she's so funny, and hilarious, and so I messaged her immediately. We're gonna have the only person that I would want to recap this with is you, and she said, "I'm in."
Well, I think
So
Jonathan Bennett is so gorgeous, and I think he's the perfect person to kind of be the host for this. So
yeah,
I'm excited. And I mean, it does sound fun. And the fact that the winner gets a role and like starts the role like this summer or whatever, the upcoming summer, I'm excited.
yeah. I mean, it says the winner will receive a leading role in one of this year's Countdown to Christmas movies on Hallmark Channel. So that makes it would be pretty fun if they air this. This is going to be in the fall, and
Mhm.
then like right away, they're
Oh,
like,
if we
and
already
here's
have
the
this movie, yeah,
trailer for his
yeah,
new movie with blah blah blah, or whatever. That'd be
that would
fun.
be that would be a lot of fun.
Hmm. And it's really interesting because they also said in some of their things that we're going to be focusing on our male talent and on the men, and which is very interesting because 2 years ago I gave a presentation to Lifetime and to Up TV, and one of my about what women want from these Christmas movies, and one of my main points was that women do not read romance novels for the women. Women read romance novels for the men, and
Yep.
it's the men that people really actually want to see. And lean into the men,
Right.
And I I just like when they said that in the announcement at TCA, I was like, yeah, we've been telling you that for 2 years. They're
Yeah.
like, we're just realizing this.
Yeah. I think we
This is funny
saw
to
like
me.
with Three Wise Men have, and I think we said it in one of our mahogany chats, like we were like, well, what would we like to see? And it was just like, I think one of us was like, it would be fun to have a series that follows guys, like
Yeah,
do something different. And I think with Three Wise Men, we saw like how fun following the guy perspective can be.
yeah. Yeah, it's true. I mean, and then you have movies that are, it is almost like the guy is the lead
Hmm.
in it. Certainly almost all of Tyler's movies, you could say that these days.
Yeah.
You could say that. Well, so then the other shows, we have Ready, Set, Glow, which is with Wes Brown. They're witnessing extraordinary light displays across the country. And then Small Town Setup. This is with Ashley Williams.
Oh, I love Ashley.
Yeah, and she will meet different hometown parents with a big problem. Their successful adult child is living far away in a big city and is still single. The couple gathers their neighbors and asks for help to find a match for them to go out with. Now the entire community is on the hunt to find the best 3 daters for the city's single to go on dates.
Look at Hallmark leaning into the dating world.
Maybe I better have Haley Strong do this one as well.
I hope there's a romance novelist watching this right now that's
Yeah,
like,
it's
let me
true.
write this.
Yeah, the screenplay's right itself.
Yeah.
And then we have Home is Where the Heart Is. Luke McFarlane is going to it's renovation series. One family invites him inside a once glorious house that has either been inherited or holds special meaning to them, but is long overdue for some TLC. Luke works with a talented team to seamlessly blend the past and the present, creating beautiful reimagined space.
I love
So.
renovation. And Luke, oh, he's such a dream.
So, of these reality shows, which one are you the most interested in?
Oh, I don't know. That's tough. I
Tell
wish
us
I wish they had a cooking challenge, to be honest. I
if
love
you're
cooking.
listening, put in the chat which one you're
Which
most
one are
interested
y'all
in.
most excited for? I don't know. I really feel like the dating one could be fun. I just because I think like if younger women that are just now discovering their, Hallmark for the first time or whatever, like I feel like they'll really enjoy something like that. And then of course I love renovation stories. So I think those two are probably the most. But then again, I don't know. I love like seeing small town because my hometown, like the downtown, is just beautiful during the holidays. So I really want to see that one too. What
Yeah.
about you?
Probably just because I love Melissa Peterman so much. So I think it will be really funny, the Mr. Christmas one. And then the fact that we actually get to see him in a Christmas movie is fun. I mean, I wouldn't just be surprised if all 10 of them we end up seeing down the road.
No.
If not for Hallmark, we certainly probably will see him on, Up TV or, some of these other places. So we also got an announcement about the Chicken Sisters. Have you read this book, The Chicken Sisters?
No.
I guess it was one of Reese's like book club books.
Oh, was it okay?
Yeah, I guess it got around a lot of places. But they're doing this series. It's going to start mid-September, and it does have a great cast. You have, of course, Leah Thompson. You have Margot Martindale, who's really good and very funny. You have let's see here.
This is crazy. Wow.
Let's see. They just announced James Cott, Rakia Bernard, Hector Rivera, Jake Foy, Skylar Fisk, Leah Thompson, Wendy Malick. So a really good cast going in there. And I guess it's about, let's see here. The Chicken Sisters is a family drama dipped in Southern charm and served up with a saucy side of romance. The setting is the fictional town of Merrimack, where a generations-old rift between dueling fried chicken restaurants, Mimi's and Franny's, has left the founders' families fractured and the locals taking sides.
Mm.
When popular cooking competition show Kitchen Clash comes to town, this could be the recipe for ending this feud once and for all. But things are fixing to heat up both inside and outside of the kitchen as the reality show spotlight causes sparks to fly as secrets are spilled and feathers get ruffled.
I feel like Hallmark has been listening to us because I know in one of our Mahogany episodes, Dory said they should stop just putting out everything as a movie and try to do more series. And I love that this is going to be a series.
Yeah, I mean, and they've got to also be paying attention to Virgin River. I mean, this just feels like right out of that book.
Yeah.
I mean, it's based on a popular book. It's, right out of that playbook.
Yeah.
And
my hopeful heart, they've been listening to all the Hallmark podcasts.
Yeah.
This is a series.
That's true. I guess I'm like so cynical at this point about that.
No, you're just a realist, but I'm like,
but I hope they listen to us. I mean, why not? I mean, that I sent them when Wanya was still there, I emailed her the Mahogany cast every time. Yeah. I mean, because just to me, why wouldn't you want to know how these amazing, like, dynamic, huge super fan Black women, why wouldn't you want to know what they think about this product that you're putting out? Like, I would if I was making a product, like, and so I don't know, like, they probably just went to spam, who knows, but in
my heart, she listened.
Yeah.
I do love that this is coming out during the fall, because my biggest complaint every year is like, where's the fall harvest? This kind of makes up for it. Like, you're giving me a cozy series to kind of, sink my teeth into in preparation for Christmas.
Well, that's the other interesting thing, is that they announced that there was going to be not only the regular content, but there's going to be this Love on the Danube series on Plus. So I was wondering if they were still if that was going to replace Fall Harvest, because there were like 4 different movies that were in. Of course, now I can't find that one part.
I googled
Set sail with Love on the Danube, a collection of rom-coms coming this fall to Hallmark Plus, starring Sarah Power, Brendan Penny, Dan Jeanette, Jessica Sipos, Nazneen Contractor, Wes Brown. So that sounds fun.
Just so you know, I googled Love on the Danube, and like the 4th video down is a Hallmarkies video. Hallmark Passport to Love recap.
Yes. That's what we want to hear. And it looks like in this little sizzle reel thing that they did, I saw a little shot of Catherine Disher, which makes me very excited because I love her.
Do you know who I miss? I miss Jill Wagner. What is she doing?
Probably something she did that Lioness for Paramount Plus.
Okay.
But and I don't know if she's still doing something for a Great American Family, or what's going on with her. But man, her movie last year for Great American
Holiday.
Her movie last year for Great American Family with Cameron Matheson, it was unwatchable. It was the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life.
Jill deserves better. I miss a one of my all-time favorite Hallmark movies is one of her old, like, Fall Harvest ones, and now I'm blanking on it, but she was like a wedding planner or something.
Was that Harvest Wedding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, so good.
Yeah, she has some good ones for sure.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about Three Groomsmen. Let's do it.
This movie. Oh.
Hilarious and heartwarming adventures of life, love, and matrimony told from the male perspective. And the person who did these press releases is a star. They did such a good job. The romantic comedy script gets flipped as the quest for love is told from the male perspective when Jonathan Bennett, Tyler Hines, and BJ Britt star as three best friends who stand up for each other on the biggest days of their lives in The Groomsmen, a new original movie trilogy for Hallmark Plus. The Groomsmen trilogy takes viewers on the journey of a lifetime as three best friends come together to celebrate their wedding days in the breathtaking destinations of Greece, Italy, and Bulgaria. As they navigate complex relationships with friends, love interests, and family members, this movie trilogy is filled with heart, humor, and charm. So yeah, I mean, I am excited, of course, but my excitement is tempered slightly by the fact that I was not a big fan of the Wedding Veil movies. I thought they were a snooze, and just
didn't watch.
really like any of them. So yeah, I that's my only, I guess, hesitation is I just
Rachel, from just watching the trailer, I laughed my butt off when they were like, he's like, look at those hips. And BJ Britt's like, I didn't even know he had hips. And I was like, I was laughing. I almost cried. I was like, oh, I'm invested. All three
That's
of
true.
them.
Like you can bring the humor because all three of these guys can be very funny. We've
Yeah,
seen it.
like I didn't watch Wedding Veil because I was like, I mean, I love Lacey, but I besides the late when she like moved into the neighborhood or whatever, like
Yeah.
I don't go to Lacey for comedy. And I was like, none of these three I go to for comedy, but
Yeah.
there's something about guys that it's kind of like you're getting a glimpse into guys hanging out with each other. And I just assume guys and their dude bro humor, it's gonna be funny. So watching that trailer, I was like, oh, this
Mhm.
is gonna be great.
Yeah. And if you think about Jonathan Bennett's recent Christmas movies, they have been pretty funny.
Yeah.
They have got that humor, and like a Holiday Sitter, he
And
had a lot of
Tyler
humor.
seems kind of like the situational, like that scene about the dancing, like he's the one dancing. They're kind of laughing at his expense, but it's so funny because Tyler's so cool. And it's like, look
Mhm.
at Tyler. So
Yeah.
I feel like he's like the situational
Well,
comedy, and the other two can like
yeah.
jokes.
Well, I hope that I hope that they they lean into like Tyler's nerdy side
Yeah.
because the last couple of years, last bunch of movies they've made, they've been really leaning into the cool guy side, and I'm not as into it.
Yeah.
Like trying to look cool on a motorcycle and whatever. I'm just like, that doesn't do it for me. That doesn't do it for me. I'm sure the Heinies are like so excited about it, but I liked better when he was kind of nerdy and sweet and humble. His characters. I mean, I think he's just doing the parts he's given. But like, if you think of Never Been Chris, you think of that weird one with Rand and Fish. Like I don't know. Like it's just try. It just feels try hard to me. It's like
Yeah.
I liked him much better in Falling for You. I think is what's
Yeah.
called, the one with Taylor Cole.
Yeah.
Just like a sweet, simple guy.
I don't
And
like when they put somebody in a box. Like, what's her name? Love her to death. She's gorgeous. She's such a good actress, but like she's always doing the national park ones.
oh, Cindy Busby.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah,
give
we love
Cindy
her.
something else. She's one of the
Yeah.
greats. Don't
I
make her
agree.
do the same
I
role.
agree. We know she can be good. It's just that it's been rough.
Yeah.
It's been rough the last little bit for her. It's true. It just is. So let's see, what else do we have to talk about? Well, so would you say, are you more excited for the Chicken Sisters or for Holidays? Two series coming up.
Oh, that's tough.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know. I'll steal one of you guys' answers. Oh, that's tough. I think I'm gonna say Chicken Sisters just because it's first.
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah.
in the mood. Like I haven't been watching much of Hallmark, but like those two have me really everything that's coming up has me really excited. So, and I think the Chicken Sisters, like I like when Hallmark leans into like women's fiction. I really like it.
I've been mixed on it, but I think it has more potential in a series like this because one of the problems with the women's fiction movies is almost all of them have felt rushed.
Yeah.
Like they have these great casts, they have these good characters, but it's just hard to do it all, in 80
Right.
minutes because like when you're dealing with a rom-com, you've got these tropes that you can kind of lean on, so you don't need to like develop all these characters. You don't need to as much, you can, same thing with the mysteries. And so I think that's the problem with these women's fiction ones. But so often I have to leave feeling kind of frustrated, like, oh, that could have been so good.
Yeah.
So maybe the fact that now we're going to get 8 episodes of this, I think could help it very much. And in fact, it's based on this book that, is very popular, and I'm definitely going to read it before the show, so I'm sure. So, and Dara says holidays for her. It's got Ian Harding. Yeah. So we covered pretty much everything. We've got the 40 Christmas movies they did announce as well, and that includes 9 on Hallmark Mysteries, which is interesting because I wasn't sure. Now they've dropped the movies part, and they've been airing all of the movies or most of the movies that they had on Movies and Mysteries on the regular Hallmark channel.
Yeah.
So I thought, maybe they're not going to have Miracles of Christmas this year, but they are. But it's only going to be nine movies this year for Miracles of Christmas.
Listen, Hallmark, the girls want mysteries. Give us some mysteries next year, okay?
Mm-hmm. So that's going to be interesting. Mm-hmm. And of course, we're all excited about this weekend. We've got Signed, Sealed, Delivered. Yeah. And we will have our recap of the new movie next week. And Jess, who's was a co-host of ours, and she's one of the co-hosts of Deliver Me a Podcast, she's going to be doing the recap of that with me. So that should be super fun.
I was wondering, are the girls rallying up for this, or
what's that?
I was like, are the girls rallying up for this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Postables are excited, which they deserve to, because they worked really hard for this movie. And I'm excited. I do feel like they've kind of ended the series now twice. So now this is a third time coming back, but at least we know there's 2. So this one won't be an ending, but I don't know. It's just been kind of quite a ride.
Well, again, Hallmark, if you're listening, if you want to end another series, just give your girl one more season of Good Witch, okay? Bring Good Witch back. One more season.
I do think, though, of the Hallmark shows that actually ended pretty good. But yeah, I was just sad that I was happy for what's her name, for Joy, that she got this love arc. But I was also, they had been building up her relationship with, I can't even think of his name anymore, but played by Jason Diaz. Mm. And he was so handsome and charming. I really loved him. And his interview, I loved him so much. And then he's just gone. They just dropped him to have her have this, queer story, which is great. But, I was just kind of like, what happened? But that's television for you. Television for you. You can't ever get too attached to any character.
You know what's gonna happen? I know. I feel like as soon as I really got into the show, they're like, "Oh, this is the last season," and I'm like, "No."
Oh, yeah. But that's why I was excited to see Catherine Disher in this Love in the Danube sizzle reel, because when she was on Good Witch, of course, she's Mayor Martha, and we loved her so much. And she was actually on our show 6 times.
She's hilarious.
She was on our show. Because she hasn't been doing anything for the last couple of years. We haven't had her on for a while, but I hope that she'll come back, because I just love her. She's awesome. And so I can't wait for that. But I can't wait to see Shane and Oliver as husband and wife and the struggles of living together. Yeah, it'll be super cute. Super cute. Have you seen the Signed, Sealed, Delivered, Brie?
No.
Oh, they are. I do think it's the best thing Hallmark's ever made. Yeah, I really do.
I've been wanting to watch it, so I'm like waiting for like a marathon or something. I don't want to just jump in the middle of it.
So there we go. I think we covered everything. Let's see, I'm looking through this. Yeah. Hallmark Plus, Holidays, Mistletoe Murders, Finding Mr. Christmas, Celebrations, Ready, Set, Glow, Small Town Setup, Home is Where the Heart Is, Groomsmen Trilogy, The Chicken Sisters, and Live on the Danube. We got it all.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think of all this news. We definitely want to hear your thoughts. If you'll be signing up for Hallmark Plus, if you already are signed up for movies now, what do you think? All those things. What do you think? These different projects. Definitely curious for your thoughts if you are listening or watching. And Bree, how can people follow you?
I'm on the internet at Bree unabashedly sometimes. So catch me during the summer because school's about to start.
Very good. And you can find me, Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check that out. Also, make sure you're following the podcast, Hallmarkies Pod, Hallmarkies Podcast, all of our social media. Make sure you subscribe to us here on YouTube and like this video and let us know if you want more of these live streams because they're really easy and fun to do. And also, if you are listening, we'll download this onto iTunes eventually. So if you're on there, please leave your ratings and reviews. That really, 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 really helps us a lot, especially during the holidays. So if you haven't left your review on iTunes, please, please, please. And we also have the Patreon, which we talked about earlier, which is so much fun. And we try to give you the biggest bang for your buck that we possibly can. And then we have the merch store. So check that out. And we'll talk to y'all later. Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye.
Bye.